Hello everyone. I want to start off this video by saying thank you for 500,000 subscribers. I never thought I'd get this far fighting bosses for other people, and I'm so grateful for all the support I've gotten so far. I wanted to make a special video for this milestone, so I thought I'd do a Q&A for you guys. Alright, and let's get into it. Question 1. It's been so cool to see you rise into video game folklore just for helping people. Did you expect any of the notoriety going into this? And also, who's your favorite boss? I definitely don't expect so many people to support me fighting bosses like any other co-op summons. Lots of people have been doing what I have been doing over the past FromSoft titles, so it's very weird to see how I got a lot of attention from it. And also, I would say my favorite boss right now would still be Melania or Godfrey, and Mesmer or Ralana for the DLC. Question 2. How does it feel to have inspired an entire Let Me culture in Elden Ring? It's actually funny because I get a lot of images sent to me from time to time of people named Let Me Solo Me to let me date her. And you have some of those who are dedicated to fighting bosses like myself, such as Let Me Solo Them and Let Me Tank Him that just resurfaced. And that makes me really happy to see. What's your total playtime in Elden Ring? Combining multiple accounts and their playtime, I think I'm around 1500 hours or so currently. And most of this time on the Elden Ring is from soloing Melania as of this moment. What inspired you to dedicate yourself to such a challenge of mastery? I always liked the concept of summoning in soulsborne games. Fighting hard bosses with strangers and getting that once in 10 attempts really got me hooked onto helping others fight difficult bosses. If you were to ask Miyazaki one question, what would that question be and why? Bloodborne or Demon Souls on PC when? What does your character's face look like? I actually think it's better if people don't know what's beneath the jar. Sometimes the mystery is more interesting than the answer itself. What is your favorite build? Do you have multiple go-tos for certain PvP/PvE setups? Or do you just have a couple characters? I really like the knight aesthetic, so I usually wear full knight armor except for the jarhead and use medieval longswords with the shield. I am very terrible at managing builds and accounts, so I have one main account that I switch out items or gear every time. How different of an experience was your first run of the DLC compared to your first regular playthrough of Elden Ring? I would say that I was better prepared mentally. I knew that most of the bosses would be more difficult and fast-paced compared to the base game ones, and it was going to be an uphill battle most of the time. Exploring the DLC, however, felt just as magical as the first time I entered the Lands Between. What was your initial reaction to going viral? I was very surprised at first since my first memory was creating a Reddit post and going to bed soon after, and when I woke up, it had a lot of upvotes and my YouTube video was having a lot of views. I just kept getting more and more views until it got a contact from IGN asking for an interview, and it led me to who I am today. What game genres/other games do you like or play all the time? And what do you do for fun besides gaming and hobbies? I used to be a very hardcore fan of Overwatch, playing it since launch, but sadly, I stopped playing after I lost interest as it wasn't that fun anymore. I also enjoy playing Minecraft, Genshin Impact, Helldivers, and other Soulsborne games. Hobby-wise, I like to edit videos in my spare time or drawing and animating on my graphics tablet. Do you regret anything about this journey? Anything you might have done differently? One thing I really regret is that I think a lot of people have the misconception that I want hosts standing back in a boss fight when they summon other players. Ironic as it may seem, I do want hosts to enjoy the fight as well as they're fighting alongside their summoned players, since I think it is what makes jolly cooperation really great. It's one of the reasons why I named myself Let Me Solo Her instead of I Will Solo Her. Do you think that keyboard and mouse are better than a controller for Souls games, or at least the same thing depending on which one you prefer? For me, I just like using keyboard and mouse since I'm a PC user. There's really nothing special or biased about using them, it's just that I'm more familiar with them instead of controllers. What's the thing you like the most about the community? I really like the community since so many people are willing to help each other out, whether it's for boss fights or gathering information or asking lore, questions, etc. It's a very passionate community despite its flaws, and I know a lot of toxicity is apparent, but every community has them. But I think the positivity really outshines the negativity in this case. What was your first Souls game? My first Souls games was Dark Souls 3, which I almost quit at the beginning, but I defeated Yuda Skundir, and I've been enjoying the game. I still think it's my top 3 Soulsborne games, and it holds a special place in my heart. I have a two-part question, so I hope that's okay. What advice do you have for someone who's trying to do their first solo run of Elden Ring and Shadow of the Erdtree expansion without the use of a mimic or summons? Also, when learning a new boss's moves, what's your strategy? I would say explore as much as you can. Leveling up your character and flask can do wonders for your success without using mimics or summons. I'm also very old school when it comes to learning boss movesets, so I'll usually charge straight into the boss fight and try to push through it without trying to learn the moves. After about 30 to 40 deaths, I'll have learned at least a couple moves that I know can be dodged, and I'll try to focus on what moves are punishable next. Thank you guys again for helping me reach this goal, and I hope I answered some questions you guys were interested to know about me. If there's any other questions you guys would like to know about, then please ask me in the comments and I'll try to answer them as much as possible. I'll see you guys next time.